Hello everyone. So this video is about soldering stations. A lot of you don't know that before I ventured into professional data recovery, I was into reselling of soldering, desoldering, test and measurement, electronic projects, training kits, precision tools, books and components. So my theory and understanding of soldering stations, soldering irons is much more wider and better than general sellers across India. And on that note, I would like to create this video so that you know, Suresh ji ho gaya bas bahut karo, so that you guys can understand about these soldering stations, what you should be buying, what you should not be buying. So let's talk about soldering stations in general. First of all, I would like to explain you what's rocking in the world these days as far as soldering stations are concerned. What is the theory behind a soldering station, how you should choose a soldering station. So first of all, the basic line of soldering stations, which is controlled by some multinational brands and a lot of Chinese stations. They are based on the 900 series of soldering tips or soldering bits. The 900 series was started by Hakko, and a lot of these tips of wide variety are still being mass produced. There are stations which actually use that tip. Hundreds of them by different names are there in the Chinese market, and many branded so-called brands also, they use those kind of stations which are based on the 900 series of tips. So what is there in this tip? That you will see that there is a tip. I'm just taking an example of a pen cover. Assuming this is the tip, so technically the handle has a ceramic heater. Earlier soldering irons and stations actually had a coil which was wound on top of some kind of a separation element part, and that coil used to get hot, and that is the principle how the soldering iron used to work. After that, they invented this like ceramic kind of a bit. It is a white colored bit, ceramic, and the bit, the tip of Hakko 900 series actually goes on top of it like this. And then there are different type, chisel, spade, pointed, knife, this, that, many types of these 900 series of tips are there. So this is actually the base kind of stations that you will be able to buy. Now the second type of stations that are very common nowadays is based on the T12 cartridge. The T12 cartridge is a long cartridge with integrated tip and integrated heater. So you just insert that entire soldering tip into the handle, and that entire shaft has a ceramic heater inside, and it can have different type of spade, chisel, knife, pointed kind of tip in the front. So the T1200 series is lot of Chinese stations, they use it, and few other companies also use that T12 integrated cartridge tip. After that, on the third part, these days the most famous tip is the JBC C245 and C210 series tips. So JBC, as you know, is one of the very reputed brands in soldering stations. So they have a range of soldering stations which are based on the C245 cartridge, which was then so along with this C245 we have C210 tip also. The C210 is a little bit smaller than the C245. So C245 is basically meant for general work, and C210 is meant for precision work. So there are stations from China like Sugon, X Soldering, and lot of other brand which use these C245 and C210 series tips. Three most famous tips are the pointed one, the knife one, and the pointed with a curved front. So, but there are others also which are available. Even the JVC original tips can be used in these stations. So, a lot of these stations are there in the market. And third kind of station which you will see these days is even more precision than the C210 JBC cartridge range, which is the C115 cartridge range. The C115 cartridge range is the tiniest, meant for doing monolith work. I am very comfortable in using that tip. I have a Sugon T36 station that I have just purchased a couple of days back. So that uses that C115 series cartridge tip line. So there is a pointed tip I have, and I will be ordering some other tips also for that range. So that is the entire range of soldering stations and their tips which are there in the market. Base is covered by 900 series. Then we have the T12. Then we have the C245 and the C210. And on the top we have the C115. Alright, so the second point is I see a lot of these Indian reviewers, who keep talking about these. Arey, this soldering station gets hot in like 2 seconds. Arey, this soldering station gets hot in 5 seconds. Actually, when you have a soldering iron tip in your hand like this, okay, it does not matter how soon it will get hot. What matters is that when you will keep that tip on some metal part like this, and the heat is getting escaped into the metal over here or the surface over here, how fast can this station pump in the heat into this top area so that the tip temperature is maintained. Example, let's take an example that if we are actually having a board and we put a soldering station onto that board like this, and then what happens is that our solder is not getting melted there. That's because your station is not having that much of wattage. It is not having that much of wattage that it can supply that much of heat to that particular surface. So you need to buy a soldering station with much more wattage. It's not about how soon that this tip gets hot. It's about the wattage. Like, let me give you an example. For example, the JBC NACE and the NAN or NAN, whatever you call it, it's basically integrated with two handles, and it has the C115 tip or a tweezer or two C115 this thing. So the wattage of that station, you go onto the JBC site and see what's it. Then you find out the wattage of a Sugon T36 station, the Chinese station, which can use that tip. You will be shocked to see that the wattage that it can deliver to the tip is like much better than the JBC. So that is the reason that when you use the JBC C115 cartridge line into this Sugon T36, it is extremely efficient. So this is a theory about these soldering stations in general that I wanted to discuss with you guys. Okay, now I was thinking that I don't have the T12 and the C210 and the C245 range with me. I do have the 900 series range of soldering stations, but I don't have these T12 and the the C210 and the C245. I also have the C115 with me. We'll do a review of that sometimes later on. So let's do some little unboxing of a small parcel that I have received. This parcel contains the station, a Chinese station which uses the T, 200 and the T12 series of cartridges with integrated ceramic heater and the tip. So let me just focus my this thing over here. I hope we can see it. Yeah, we can see this. So this is not like very professional edited stuff, but I'll make sure that we are able to communicate what I am trying to show you. Let's open this box up a little bit. Okay, so now let's dump this away. I find a surgical blade to be very efficient in opening up these parcels, but you have to make sure that 1 minute, I have a small call. बेटा बोलो. कोई गल नहीं बेटे, मैं एक वीडियो बना रहा हूँ, उस तो बाद में आ जाना लाइव. So let's keep on doing this. So here you see I have this box that is integrated into this. Let me drink some little water. Okay, so let's shift the focus back onto me. This is the station we are talking about right now. It's OSS Team T12-X. They also have a station by the name of T12D and the T12D Plus, but I am talking about the T12-X because if you actually compare these three, this is the top end of these three, and the Indian price of this station is around 2,500 rupees is what you can find this online. Let's open it. I will open it down. I won't show you that, and we'll discuss about the product slowly. But we can do this like this too. I mean, it doesn't matter. So here we have the manual, which is a complete Chinese manual. That's fine. And then we have these two boxes inside this. Let's take out the boxes. The rest is just the box. Let's dump this box away. Let's open up these two boxes. Here you are. So these are two handle grips, blue color and a gray color handle tip. This tip, according to me, okay, so this particular tip, sorry, the handle grip, if I see, is not that porous kind of a thing that I see on the Sugon T36. It's more of a rubbery kind of grip, which I think is not of the standard I am talking about, but for the work that you are planning to do, uh, this is not bad. I mean, we see two of them here, so let's keep them on my table. Let's take out the next part that we see, which is the soldering stand. And right now I don't see any sponge here, but might be it is there in the other box. Let's focus this back a little here. So the weight of this is like not totally light and not too much. So what I will be doing in this case is that you see this middle area here. So down below we can buy some very heavy iron block and we can keep it here, but we should not obstruct these 3 holes here and these 3 holes here, because these 3 holes and 3 holes here are meant to keep 6 spare cartridges into this soldering station. And we have a very nice area where we can just put the wand here. So this was what was there in the first box, other than the cable. And it's very bad that when these Indian importers they buy, they don't specify to the company that we need a proper lead, because if you see this lead, it's not of the Indian standard. The earth connection is not out in this, and so this lead is totally useless because it will not ground your product to your ground in the house, which is not a very safe thing to do. So when you guys get a cable like this, I would suggest that you order this MX brand cable. The MX guys really have some very, very good cables. Alternatively, all these second-hand guys who sell those computer parts, they also have some excellent wires which are having 3 pins over here. So you should go in for that. So this covers our first box, the first white box. Let me just take this down here and show it to you. So this is what was there in the first box. Let's dump this back into the floor here. And now let's open. I have also ordered 2-3 cartridges. I'm not very sure whether the tips they have given me or not, but I see them. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 tips are here. We will talk about these 4 tips in a little time. And now let's take out the stuff one by one. You can see what was there inside. So I will just take it up and we will discuss about it. I mean, when you guys are doing review, half of these Indian guys, they don't even understand the concept of how this thing actually works, but they will definitely keep on making those videos. So I thought I'll just give you a small premiere today. Okay, so here we have the wand, which is basically a handpiece which carries the voltage signal from this location to this. And trust me guys, this bloody cable is awesome. It's very, very good quality. The connector also seems to me like pretty good. We have a metal closing bracket here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 holes inside it. So I don't know how many connections actually go for that. We need to tear this probe down, but handle piece down, but we won't do that. This area over here is also rubbery, not that porous kind of a thing, but very, very good quality. See how it bends on all different sides, even if I'm rotating this wand like this. And then we have this, this grip. So I already showed you 2 grips. This grip over here of the same color, that was gray and some other color. This is like more blackish color, but that grip is here. So it does not slip from your hand like this. So this is the wire, and let's see what other stuff we have. I'm very pleased with the wire quality. I am okay with the stand. The concept of the stand was awesome, but I wish it was a little bit more heavier. So one another mod we can do is we can put something in the base of that stand which can make it very heavy, so that when we put it onto the table it does not move like this at all. So then we have another thing coming out. Let's see what this is. This is the grounding cable, and again I see a very good quality cable here, and a total one piece kind of 3.5 mm jack, I think, here. And then we have this clip which we can put onto our wrist or some other place, or your mat, whatever you have. But to make this work, please make sure that you are using a grounded cord. The thing that I showed you earlier, that should be grounded totally. So let's keep it separately. I'm very pleased with the product till now. Not tested it, but anyhow, let's move further. Okay, so we have this very interesting thing again. This is like a small mat, kind of a rubbery mat that they gave along. Now I sometimes laugh when the reviewers say this is a mat for soldering, so that you can keep your small product onto the mat and then you can use your iron to do the soldering part. I mean, this is not meant for that. What it does is that when you have a tip inside your wand into your handpiece and you would like to change it, so what you do is you catch this product like this, put it on top of the bit like this and pull the bit out like this, and then put this somewhere. So the use of this is to get the hot tip out without burning your hand and not using pliers, because if you use pliers on such nice products, you are going to spoil the tips. So they have this small mat. It's a part of the product. I am very pleased to know that. What is the temperature it can handle, I have no idea. But if the soldering station goes to approximately 450 degrees Celsius, so this can withstand to 450 degrees Celsius, then only it makes any sense to put this into the product range. Otherwise there is no point in doing it. So here we go. Let's put this away. Then we have this small steel wool that was not a part of soldering stations long time back. Long time back we only had foam, and now we have some better form of foam which we keep and clean our soldering tips. So where does this damn thing go? Actually, you see this area into the stand, you have to push this inside this area, and then you take your tip and you put it over here like this and you clean the tip. So you put the sponge here, you put the sponge, the newer type of sponges here, and you put this wool here. So you have two different kind of tip cleaning products into the same tool. So which is a very nice addition. They have this. I don't know what the quality is, but if it is given inside, it's a good thing. So now let's come to another thing that I see inside. This is this sponge. I have been using some very high quality sponges from Plateau. This is like not like the Plateau, I can feel it, but much better than the crap that we get in some of the stations around. Much better than that sponge kind of a thing. So this is like pretty okay, I would say, the center, but you can always buy this from premium quality and replace it, but this also should not be bad. So This is another thing that we put aside. Time for some water. So let's dump this down. So now we are moving to the next segment, which is talking about the main soldering station that is there. So they have this kind of a small kind of a station that they have made. We see a on-off switch here, which seems to be good quality. We have this cable. The power cable goes here, and if you see, it has the earthing connector here, but the cable does not have an earthing connector for Indian people, so we definitely need to change our power cord. This hole that you see is for that grounded cable that you see inside. Then here we put the soldering iron wand, the handpiece. This is the control, which is a stepped rotatory switch, and it also, you can press it, so it goes tick tick, and then kit like this. So the entire menu. This is not a simple LCD. This is like a proper LCD with so many things. If you see some videos, you will see that the T12D and the T12D Plus just has basic temperature here, but this has a lot of stuff which is controlled by this rotatory switch. So which is a very, very nice addition, and it feels pretty nice. So let's keep it away. We'll talk about we will do a hands-on demo of this station sometimes later on. Then we talk about this particular wands that I have been talking about. So I told you that 900 series, then T12, then T245, T210 and T115. So this is the T12 series tips. Let's remove one tip and see. It doesn't fall like this, it doesn't fall like this, even if I've opened up. So let's take something and push it. So here you go. This cartridge comes out now. If you see this white thing, so this is an integrated ceramic heater all across, and then in the front we have this tip. This is the pointed series from OSS team, the pointed one, and with integrated cartridge. Let's see what other tips we have got. So I make very casual videos for you guys, not scripted, just full of knowledge and experience. So here you go. This is the part which is inside this tube, which does not let it come out properly. So here I push it back again. So one was the pointed one that we saw. This is the knife type, but the knife is like small. It's not a very wide kind of a knife. I think they call it the KUS. They call it the KUS generally. The T12 KUS, the small, I mean, a knife type thing. So for some work, it's good. I'm not much into mobile work, so this tip I don't plan to use in that way. But I just thought I'll order this and figure it out what's going on. Then two tips we have seen. I have two more. This is the pointed one, which is curved, and I think this is the best one for monolith work. I think, I am not sure, but I think this is good. But then for monolith work, you can move into the C210 series tips or the C115 tips. They are even smaller than the T12, but if you want to start, you should start with the T12 or the 900 series. You can get this kind of a front curved pointed thing in this too. So this is the third tip that was there. One tip you should understand comes with this, the pointed one. The KUS, the small knife, and the curved one, the bent one like this I have ordered. There's one more I have ordered. That's also the knife type. But that's a different knife type. Here you go. You will see that this knife is actually much wider than the other knife that I have. I hope you guys are able to see that, but I'll put my hand behind it to show you. I hope it's in bloody focus. It's too much of light around here. But anyhow, this is smaller and this is like wider. So this is generally what you guys have been seeing, for this work. So there are 4 tips. 3 I ordered and the 4th one comes along with this. So I think this is a very good purchase. I mean, for 2,500 odd bucks plus shipping, I think we can't beat the OSS Team, the T12-X series product. So might be in a proper YouTube video we can do this entire thing again, and we talk about the overall performance of this, and I give you my frank opinion. This I think is like 72 watts, not 40 watts, 50 watts, 60 watts or 90 watts. I think this is 72 watts. We should check that. I'm very happy that I've got this. I'm also trying to arrange the C210 series OSS Team product. But the bad part is nobody sponsors this kind of stuff. So everybody who is online or watches my stuff learns from me. I'd never get paid by these guys. So that's it. So here it says like 72 watts. So 72 watts is much better than 60 watt, 40 watt, 50 watt. But not as good as the 90 watt or the 120 watts. But I think 72 watts is also not a very bad wattage to start this project, this hobby, when you have to buy a soldering station. So that's me talking to you. So if you have any questions regarding this small video that I made, you have your own experiences with the stations, you would like to input something, so you are most welcome. I'll appreciate if I get like-minded people sharing this small video of mine into different groups they are part of, and might be we can have a very healthy discussion on this topic. So on that note, this is your friend Amarveer from Chandigarh Data Recovery, and have a good day guys. See you.